So the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise is one that I think is kind of underrated, to be honest. It has a lot of films that I really love, including the original and the remake. Both movies I just adore with every single fiber of my being. And then you got other ones like Texas Chainsaw 3D that are just trash and garbage, but I kind of like it. And then you got something like The Beginning, which is just meh. With all that being said, I want to go ahead and rank all the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, seeing how they are in production and they're going to start filming a new TV show about about the movies and the characters, and a new movie potentially, which I would think would be really good. I hope it would be really good because I love these films. So all that being said, let's get into the beginning of this list, starting off with last place, which is Leatherface. I just never liked this movie. I've always thought it was just cliche. I hate the idea of knowing Leatherface's story and his background. That's why I didn't really like the beginning all that much, which we'll talk about soon later in the list. But it is the most forgettable out of all of these movies. It's also the most boring. There's some good stuff here and there throughout the film. It's not completely like unwatchable. But when I watch this movie, I'm like, man, I'd rather be watching any other of these movies right now because at least with some of the ones that are like really bad, they're at least funny bad, and I can kind of laugh at them. This one, I'm just like, oh, well, this is just disturbing and graphic and violent, and not in the way I want a Texas Chainsaw Massacre to be. It just feels like it's being gratuitous for the sake of being gratuitous, and there's just not really anything to latch on to. I just feel like doing a Leatherface origin is just pointless at that point. Like, it's just really pointless. You don't need to do it, and that's how I feel about this movie. It's just pointless and very forgettable. Next up is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, and this movie is insane. I mean, this is the one where it's like they took forever to get this movie released. It took so long, and then they finally got it out there to the public. And it was like after these actors had become really big stars and they didn't want their names to be attached to this god awful movie. This movie has Matthew McConaughey as one of the Sawyer families. It's ridiculous. Like, it's a ridiculous movie. Leatherface has always had like a hint of being very feminine, and this movie goes full on into that. And you know what? Go off. It's great. No, it's passable for what it is, but this movie is not scary in the slightest. This is just a funny, stupid movie that I feel like at times is trying to be a comedy, but I know it's not. I know they want us to take this shit seriously, but I genuinely just can't. It's just that ridiculous and just that stupid. And I have a fun time watching it, but God, putting it anywhere above on this list would be not very faithful to how bad this movie actually is. Next up is Texas Chainsaw 3D, and I gotta admit, I have a little bit of a soft spot for this movie. This was the first out of this entire series I saw. And with it being that, I was like, well, that's fun. And then you watch other movies, and you're like, oh my god, they have really messed up the continuity of this universe. And why is the timeline so weird in this movie? But besides that, there's parts of this I like. It feels very, like, it feels like this movie's budget was $1 and a ham sandwich. But there's still some fun moments. There's some good kills throughout the movie. Now, the ending, with the relationship between our main final girl and Leatherface is just ridiculous and stupid, and it's terrible. But I would be lying if I said this wasn't fun, because this movie is kind of fun to watch as like an ironic sense. Kind of like how Texas Chainsaw 4 was. It's very bad, like clearly bad. But by the time you get to the movie and we have our main final girl throwing a chainsaw to Leatherface being like, go get him, cuz. It's like, okay, bro. Okay, I'm just done. Like, no, we're not doing that. And we did. And, like I said, there's parts of this movie I like. It's just, for the most part, it's a little bland for a little bit of it, but it's mostly just kind of funny bad to me. Next up is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, and this is the prequel to the 2003 remake. And I thought this was fine. It's another one that's really forgettable, but there are some really good kills in this movie. This movie is gross, and not in the way Leatherface felt like it was gross just for the sake of it. This one, there's some really good story beats to it, to where they explain a little bit too much in this movie. Like I said, I don't like it when they go into Leatherface's backstory, but it's nice to get explained like little things about the remake, like who are these certain people, why are they so the way they are, and it really works for what the movie's going for. Now the characters in this movie, I couldn't give less of a shit about because they just are non-existent through most of this. They're just very cliche, very boring to watch, and you're like, just show me Leatherface, just show me what he did and how he became who he was. And the explanation, well, a little stupid, is not bad. It's just I really wish this movie was more focused on other things besides Leatherface. Besides that, yeah, there's some good kills here. Yeah, the movie looks very gross. It's very gross, this movie is. But I don't know. It's just, it's just fine. Next up is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This movie came out after the original. The original, terrifying. Like, great movie, gonna talk about it later in the list. The original director of that movie came in and was like, yeah, a few years later, like a bunch of years later, I want to do a sequel. Ends up making it a comedy. And it's unlike Texas Chainsaw 4 and some other films on this list where they feel like comedies, but you still know that they're bad. This movie feels funny, but it's still kind of fun to watch. I mean, not Jason, Leatherface pretty much gently caresses somebody with his chainsaw in a scene. I can't be mad at this movie. It is not like the original in any form or any sense, really. It's just weird. It's just a weird movie, but I really enjoy it for what it is. It is, like I said, really insane. I mean, there's like a whole layer that they have in this movie. It's just stupid. It's a stupid movie, but I really enjoy it for what it is. Not as like a direct sequel to the original, but just as a fun, dumb movie. Now, I know this is controversial to have this movie high on the list, but I didn't hate Netflix's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It isn't great. I mean, yeah, they bring back a legacy character in this movie for no fucking reason, and it's horrible. Like, they really bring her in here for no damn reason, for no good reason. But I do like Leatherface in this movie. I like his mask here. It looks very gross, but I enjoy it. The other characters, they're going after like people my age in this movie. And it's kind of fun watching a slasher just come after people my age, especially people who are so obsessed with social media and things like that. Like, there's a scene where Jason goes onto a, not Jason, I keep saying Jason, but a scene where Leatherface goes onto a bus full of influencers, and somebody pulls out their phone and is like, bro, you're gonna get canceled, and then he kills all of them in a scene that is so good. That scene, the rest of the movie's kind of meh. That scene really does save the movie. And I just really like the film a lot. It's not nothing special. I feel like if this went to theaters, it would have done fine. But as a Netflix original, this is better than most of their other horror films have ever done, and they don't really do too many horror franchise movies, so it's kind of fun to see that. I like this for what it was. It wasn't amazing or anything, but there's some redeemable qualities about it. Third place is Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, and again, this is one where this is not really high on a lot of other people's list. But dude, I think this movie slept on. I love this movie. It is so damn fun. I mean, you got a main character in this movie who wants to just have a face off of Leatherface throughout the entire film, and he gets that. Like, it's just stupid, but it's really, really fun, and I really love the vibe of this movie. Just feels the most in line with the original film when it comes to just the way everything looks. This feels like it was filmed in the backyard somewhere. I really enjoy that. Now, not in the scares of the original movie, but it still looks very visual to the first one, which I enjoyed. Like I said, the movie's not that scary, but it's still really fun. They again do this. That's a thing in this franchise. Always do the dinner table scene. This one is, in my opinion, one of the better ones, and I did really enjoy just how messed up the movie gets towards the end. But I don't know. I thought this was fun. It's nothing special. I mean, it kind of feels very much so like, oh, we're doing Texas Chainsaw again. But it's still a good time, I feel like. Now, this film and, well, spoilers, the original film, go back and forth for me into which one I prefer. I ultimately prefer this one, the original movie, but I still really, really enjoyed the remake. The 2003 remake is the closest they've gone to how the original feels. And of course, it's a remake, so it should probably, but it feels very creepy. This movie feels just very gnarly and just feels very fucked up, which I enjoyed about it. I mean, there's a lot in this movie to really like. Leatherface here is the biggest and scariest he's ever been, in my opinion. He just feels absolutely deranged in this movie. I love the way this movie looks. It just looks so, like I said, it's another one where it looks like it was filmed in the backyard. You do really get to enjoy the characters here. They're honestly a little bit better than the original film, and they're more fleshed out in this movie. That's one thing I really enjoyed here, and the kills are just gnarly. Everything in this movie really does work as a Michael Bay, honestly, produced a remake of the original. And in my opinion, from the 2000s, where they tried to remake every single horror film, this one was one of the better ones by a landslide. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. And in first place as well, the original, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is one of the first real slasher movies. I mean, there was other ones before this, but this was the first one to like really popularize this movie. And let's go a little bit of a time machine here. Back when this movie came out in the 70s, people were terrified of this. If you wanted to go see this movie, there was gonna be people who were gonna walk out, and that's what happened in this movie. And I have rewatched this movie a lot over the years, and I still get uncomfortable by most of it. There is a lot in this movie that is really uncomfortable, really unsettling, and just really just nasty. But I just really enjoy that part of the movie. Toby Hooper, in my opinion, does an incredible job with this movie. Really does do a great job here. Makes Leatherface scary, but also the Sawyer family is the most scary they've ever been in this entire series here because they feel so unhinged. It is really fun to watch. Now, the characters can leave a little bit more to be desired, but the movie is just so damn good that you just kind of overlook the fact that some of the characters are not very fleshed out, but that's what the remake's for. So I really love this movie. It's one of my favorite slasher films of all time. And of course, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my favorite film in this entire franchise. So tell me in the comments below how you guys rank the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films, and tell me which one would you want to see me review? Because I do really enjoy these movies. I used to have an old horror movie channel where I reviewed movies. Eventually stopped doing that. But I still really like horror films. I still really love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. So if they ever do make another movie or a series, I'll probably go back and review all these movies. So tell me in the comments below who you guys will rank all these movies. Tell me what you thought about my list, and I will see you next time. Take care.